Okay.
Hello, my name is Ross Carlisle, and I will be presenting my persuasive speech. My three audience members are Randall Carlisle, Lori Carlisle, and Maxine McQueen. My speech will be on why we should keep our Second Amendment. Three big reasons why we should keep our Second Amendment are protection, to preserve the right our forefathers fought for, and because criminals will always find a way to get a gun no matter what. Coming to our first point, protection. We need protection in our daily lives to protect us from certain people who carry guns and try to harm us by breaking into us, robbing us on the streets, or something like that. Men and women with guns prevent almost 2 million crimes every single year. And a good thing is that having guns in your home is safe. People think it's not safe because, oh, your child could get to it or your teenager could get to it and do harm with it. Well, when you look at things, pool accidents each year cause more deaths to children or teenagers than gun accidents do. And self-defense is very important, and guns save as many as 400,000 lives each year. And a good example of self-defense and protection is a man named Martin. Martin was in his home one morning with his fiancée and her son, and a man broke into their house and tried to rob them. Martin was able to grab his gun from his nightstand, pursue the man as he fled, and the man tripped in his yard, and Martin was able to subdue him and hold him there at gunpoint until the police got there, and the police were able to arrest him and charge him as he was supposed to be charged. And if Martin wouldn't have had a gun, he says that he had no idea that if somebody was outside waiting on him, if the guy had a second man, or if the guy had a gun himself and was just waiting on him to get outside to shoot him. And since Martin had a gun, he was able to rightfully subdue the man and hold him there until the police came. Our second point is to preserve the right our forefathers gave to us. Now, the Constitution is one of the most crucial points of America, and our founding fathers created the Constitution so that we would have a guide for many, many years to come, and that we would be able to lead our country rightfully. Now, what do we have, what kind of knowledge do we have now to be able to say, oh, I want to change this amendment, I want to change this, I want to change that? We don't, because we didn't make the Constitution. We can't edit it. It's set in stone, and that's what we need to live off of. It's worked for many, many years, and it will continue to work for many, many years beyond us now. My third and final point is criminals will always find ways to get guns. If guns are taken away, you'll see a lot of people start to die because law-abiding citizens will turn in their guns and respect the law, and criminals won't do this. So when you have a common burglary where a criminal has a gun, the homeowner will not be able to defend themselves with their gun like Martin did, because they won't be allowed to have a gun. It will be against the law. And this is a big thing because you'll see a lot more people in those burglaries because nobody wants to just stand there and watch their stuff get taken. They'll try to defend themselves, and it won't work out in their favor since the other person has a gun. And if you look at our country now, gun control still fails us today. Background checks will fail because certain criminals get out of prison and then go to a gun store and are able to hide their backgrounds. And when you see that our background checks fail, you need people with guns to protect these people who don't have guns when they get in danger so that they don't get hurt. And a few examples of what happens when you take guns away from certain places are places like Fort Hood in 2009, when a man came in and killed 13 people in a gun-free zone. Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012, when a man came in with a rifle and killed 26 innocent children in a gun-free zone. And San Bernardino, California in 2015, where attackers opened fire in a county building, and it was also a gun-free zone. So seeing what happens when you take guns out of places, casualties happen, and casualties rise, like in Sandy Hook when the guy killed 26 people because there was nobody around with a gun. And looking at these casualties, can you imagine what would happen if you took guns away from everybody in the country, all the law-abiding citizens? The casualties would continue to rise and continue to be a lot higher than what they were just there.